What is up? What is going on, everybody? I am back with the Mariners post-game. Before I get started, shameless plug time. I'm just 12 subs away from 1,500. Can we get it for this video? If you guys can help me out. If you're enjoying it, if you're not sub, hit that sub button for me. Just helps out the channel. If you are enjoying the videos, like I said, I get about probably 20 views or 20% of my 20% of the views on these videos for unsub people. So hit that sub button for me, helps me out a whole lot. Hit that like button too. Don't forget to comment. See if we can get to 1,500 this video. Again, apologize for the background. Still moving some things around in the office here, so my sports memorabilia will be up and my wife's stuff will be on the other, my stuff will be on the other side. So sports stuff will be back. The Mariners lose 2-0. So they dropped the final game of the series. And listen, on just a quick, basic level for this game, they won the series. They've won the last two series. Go to Houston. That's, I don't want to say more important, but it's more important because Houston's one of the teams you're chasing. It's a more important series. Go there. Find a way to win that series. All your bullpen arms are rested. Munoz, Sewald, Brash, the big guns are ready to go. So from just a quick standpoint of baseball, a good series when you beat the Rays in a series, a good baseball team. The Giants are a good baseball team. You beat them in a series. Move on. Go to Houston. It's okay. I will say, from the standpoint of just this individual game, I'm going to say this game was annoying. It was kind of frustrating again. You know, they had chances to win this, and I hate to keep pushing a little bit of the unlucky button, but there were some bad breaks in this game. Some of it self-inflicted. As always, it's never just being unlucky. It's also some bad play. You know, had Tommy Milone come out and gotten blasted and given up like 10 earned runs, whatever. I would have moved on from this game pretty quickly. You won the series, get into Houston and do it. But this was a winnable game. And I get it. They've won 2 series in a row. That is awesome. That's great. But the Mariners aren't 8 games up on a playoff spot. They're not tied with somebody. This was a winnable baseball game they didn't win. They're 5 games out of a playoff spot. They need to win winnable baseball games. It's the truth. They do. They need to start winning these games. When they're winnable, you got to win them. The margin of error for the Mariners is low right now. They're at 85 games. There's 77 left. You're 5 out. Making up 5 games is not easy. You know how it's not easy? The Mariners just won 4 games in a row and didn't gain ground on the wild card. Now, technically that's not true. They did gain ground on some of the teams between them and the spot in Baltimore. So I'm not saying they didn't gain any ground. But they're still 5 back. They were 5 back, and now they're still 5 back. So it's not easy. And today's game was out there to be had, and they didn't get it done. And that stinks. Yeah, the series win is great. I'm not mad at this team. This isn't a, what are we going to do? They're okay. Hopefully you can go to Houston, do some damage, and we'll be all right. Houston's a little banged up. Altuve's day-to-day. Jordan's out. I think Framber Valdez is day-to-day. Who else did I see? I forgot who else. Someone else was. Oh, it was Michael Brantley, who's been out all season. So, yeah, I mean, you know, and you've got your big guns going. You've got Kirby, you got Castillo, you got Wu, and you've got Logan Gilbert going. So you got to feel pretty good going into this series with a pretty well-rested bullpen as well. But again, this game was there to be won. Tommy Milone goes 4 1/3, gives up just the 2 runs. Now, was Tommy Milone good? Probably not. He had 4 walks and no strikeouts. His FIP today was probably like 10 or something. Like, although he didn't give up a lot of hard contact, I will say that. But again, like, you know, the annoyingness, I'll go to the annoyingness, I'll go to the frustrating parts. First annoying thing, I don't know how it ended, but at one point, the 6 most hard-hit balls tonight were all Mariners, off the bats of Mariners. Nothing to show for it. We've seen this happen a ton all year, and that's where a bit of that luck does come in. They've had a ton of games where they hit a ton of balls hard, just right at people. How did the Giants get the 2 runs? Now, the Giants left a ton of guys on base, too. But they end up getting a first to third because a ground ball to third hits the bag. Now, I don't think it would have been a double play ball, but it would have been an easy out at first, and then another out gets out of the inning. Instead, the ball dribbles to third, goes off the bag, and it's first and third. Next run scores on a fly ball that Julio just straight up drops, and another run scores. That's the 2 runs right there. The first and third, then the next batter hit the sac fly to make it 1-0. And again, different situations. You never know how the game would have changed. But, you know, that's the Giants' 2 run. The Mariners have 3 innings of leadoff doubles. Don't do anything with it. They get, I think 2 innings of 1-out singles, don't do anything with it. Really didn't threaten it all today. You know, Alex Cobb's been really good all season, so I'm not, like, miffed that they didn't get anything off Cobb. But they did have some chances. They hit some balls hard, and they also, by their own mistakes. There was, I forgot who had the leadoff double. I think Cal did. And Caballero and Colton Wong with terrible at-bats, you know, where you can't move the runner over and even get a run in. You know, it was just, it was tough. So, like I said, Tommy Milone just come out and given up 10 runs. Whatever. See ya. Let's move on to Houston. But they had a chance to win this one. And again, this team is not, you know, 58-29. You got to win some of these guys. Like, they're going to have to find a way. I've talked about needing a big winning streak, and they got 4. And they can, listen, you know, you can win 3 out of 4 in Houston or something. Like, you know, you're in good shape. I'm not, this isn't, again, like an angry rant here. But while I'm fine, just take the series and move on, it is also frustrating that a winnable game was there, I felt like. And listen, when I say winnable, I think it could have been closer. And I'm not saying the Mariners should have won that game 8-0, but I think a couple bounces go the Mariners' way, and maybe they do a little better job with runners on and stuff and don't make some errors in the outfield. We might at least still be playing baseball right now. Now, I will say this, too. Anytime you lose the last game of the series, now, I guess that first rant is for people that are just, oh, everything's sunshine, rainbows, we got 2 out of 3. It's a frustrating game because they had a chance to win this. Now let's go the other way. For the people that are doom and gloom and how dare they should have swept this game. Had this game been Monday and Monday's game been today, we'd feel pretty good about the team winning back-to-back series here, and we'd be excited about going to Houston here, having beaten Tampa and beating the Giants. So from that aspect, like I said, take a deep breath. It's okay. They did win the series. Listen, keep winning series and you'll be fine. But yeah, you know, just kind of frustrating because I think the game was winnable, but I did not have huge expectations going in with Tommy Milone versus Alex Cobb. Tip of the cap to Tommy Milone. Was he good? Like I said, yeah, 4 walks, no Ks is never going to put you in the Hall of Fame. But every time Tommy Milone comes up, you know, he gives them some innings. You know, he usually gives them a chance to win ball games. You know, and that's what every time, even in 2019, last year, the 2 starts he's made this year, he has given his team a chance to win games. And, you know, if you're a manager or someone that's, you know, into coaching, you appreciate guys like that. You know, Malone's not going to be Luis Castillo and blow people down, but he got them. He did what he needed to do. If you would have told me Tommy Milone comes out in the 5th inning with what he did, take away any errors or anything, you just tell me what he did, and that's that, I would have taken it. I would have said, yeah, sign me up for that. So kudos to Tommy Milone. And listen, Alex Cobb was really good. Alex Cobb's been really good this season. So I don't think it's like a lot of shame in the Mariners not doing anything off him. The Giants' bullpen is fantastic. The Rogers brothers are great. Tyler Rogers is the righty, Taylor's the lefty. I don't know if you saw some of Tyler Rogers' barrel rate numbers. The league average against pitchers is 8.2% barrel rate. The barrel rate he's giving up is 0.8. 0.8. That's a good bullpen. And Camilo Duvall is fantastic. So, you know, from that aspect, like, once Cobb came out, there wasn't much you were going to do against this Giants bullpen. Honestly, I thought they did okay in the 8th. JP got a single. Teo hit one really hard that I thought may have had a chance. You know, it kind of died at the warning track. That's about all you can ask for in that situation. In the 9th, Gino hit a ball pretty hard off Duvall that was caught. You know, stuff. So you can't get too up at it. You know, the Giants' bullpen's really good. And the Mariners have gotten to it in this series. They got to Duvall on Monday night. So you're not going to be able to get to him twice in the series or the rest of those Giants relievers. So take it, move on, got 2 out of 3, on to Houston. Huge series in Houston. Honestly, a series for me which will probably determine what I think this team needs to do at the trade deadline. Knowing that, they'll probably split it and leave me up in the air. If they can win this series, and Houston's banged up, no, not taking anything for granted. Houston is, you know, always a team that's going to give you a battle no matter what. If the Mariners can somehow take 3 out of 4 here, you would cut Houston's lead to 4. You're probably 3-4 back in the playoffs at that point. As rough as this first half has been, I would feel pretty good going into the All-Star break. As good as I could feel about this team considering everything that's happened. You lose 3 out of 4, you get swept. I'm sorry. I just, there's not a lot of coming back from that if that happens. I don't think that's going to happen. It's not a prediction, but I'm just kind of going over it a little bit. So, if that happens, I just can't be too optimistic. Now, if they happen to sweep, then I'm going to be super optimistic. So we'll see what ends up happening. Houston's a little banged up. But, they can pitch, so it's not going to be easy. I'm sure. Seems like Valdez may go tomorrow, and then I think you'll face Javier, I'm sure, at some point in there. So, it's going to be tough, but hopefully the Mariners can, find a way to get some wins there and do some damage against a good Astros team. This is the time to play the Astros right now, in my opinion. So, and like I said, you're not having to face Yordan Alvarez, which is huge. Doesn't make them any less, it makes them less dangerous, but you can't take it any lighter. And the Mariners have their big four going, and you've got Munoz, Sewald ready to go for this series. Brash as well. They've each gotten 2 days off. So from that aspect, today was a win. I will say this. I'd rather have had that game end 2-0 the way it did than, let's say the Mariners tie it up. You go to Munoz. He pitches an inning. Game stays tied. You go to Sewald. And then you end up losing like the 13th or 14th or something. Now, every game you want to win it. But, I will say from that aspect, it could have been a lot worse. So I'll take it. Everything's in pretty good shape here lined up. This is a series. Season's on the line. In my opinion, season is on the line. This is a playoff series for the Mariners. If they want to have any shot, they've got to do something in this series in Houston. They have to. A sweep would be absolutely amazing. A series win would be fantastic and get me pumped. A split keeps you alive, but on life support. Anything else? I don't know. It would. I'd have to look at the standings after, but yeah, anything else would kind of make me. Might be time to just, we'll see. I'll be live tomorrow night. Rooftop may be joining me. He'll probably come in later of the stream. So join me tomorrow night if you're a live stream. Whether you're someone that's been in all my streams, which I love and I appreciate. If you're new, stop on in. We have a good time. It's nothing threatening. We just hang out. We watch baseball. We have some fun commentary. We always have a great time doing those live streams. So join me tomorrow night for that. And then Friday, I'll be on with Rooftop as well. This is a big series for the Mariners. Got to find a way. It's on to Houston. Biggest series of the year. Get something done. No one I'd rather have on the mound than George Kirby tomorrow. So let's hope Kirby can step up and get W. That's all I've got for tonight. If you want to know my thoughts on Nelson Cruz, I had a couple people ask me. I did a video on that earlier. Go check that out. And let's see. Let's get to fifth. Get me to fifth. Well, not just me. This is a channel. We're a community here. Let's get it to 1,500 before the Astros series. Let's start off with a bang. Let's have a big Mariners series in Houston. Some revenge for the playoffs and saving the season. Let's get at it. Have a great night, everybody. I will see you guys all tomorrow night for the game. As always, go Mariners. Take care, everybody. Peace.